I told myself that I wanted to be a little bit more raw, a little bit more focused, and a little bit more purposeful in everything that I did. And, here I am today trying to figure out exactly what that means for me. I feel like I spent a lot of time doing as I'm told, and now I just kind of want to do whatever the hell I want to do. When I told myself that I was going to retire from the Air Force, that I was going to never put myself in the rat race again. Being 38 years old and wanting to find more out of life, there's no way that I can go to work every single day doing something that I absolutely despise. So, for the sake of keeping my sanity, I'm going to be doing photography for me, you, and for anyone else we find along the way. So what is up? I am so glad that you are here, and I can't tell you how incredibly excited I am for all of this moving forward. This video is essentially an introduction to what you can expect on this channel from me. I'm also going to want to lay out some things that I want to achieve and also list a few things on how I can help you moving forward as well. But ultimately, why are we here? What has led me to this platform on YouTube? What has brought me to this place that some people love to go, some people never go, but in my opinion, can be a very great place to be. And I'm just ultimately really excited to give it a really good college try, I guess you can say. But I am just so excited to move and elaborate on this platform for YouTube. But why am I here? So I just retired from the Air Force this past summer, last July to be exact. July 1st, 2023, 20 years and 6 days is what it's listed as. Officially retired from the Air Force now. Over the last 6 months, I've taken the time to kind of just really sit back and think about what I wanted for myself and how I can potentially build on my craft as a photographer. But I mean, not just that. A lot of things have to be, taken into consideration. We're talking about the real life here. Of course, YouTube is a great place to come and escape and learn and do all kinds of great things, but we still have to make a living. And one of the greatest things for me is being a retired veteran. It's really put me in a wonderful position to kind of take a step back and build, as I've already said, build on my craft. So finally, I can take the time to peel back the creative layers and see what I can do for myself and really explore some other opportunities that I've really wanted to take. My situation is probably nothing like yours. You might be in college, or maybe you're currently serving just like I was and are just looking to take up a new hobby. Or maybe you want to take your photography and finally turn it into a full-on business for yourself. Truth is, I can help in all of those ways and in more ways than one. All of this, everything that I just said, is ultimately what led me to Voodoo magazine. And if you're watching this video, you've likely seen me push it for over the last 2 to 3 months now, because it's been one of my biggest and most ambitious projects for myself moving forward. But now Voodoo magazine, let's break this down into 3 separate questions. Numero uno, why YouTube? Number 2, what can we expect from Voodoo magazine? And the third and final question, where do we go from here? First question, why YouTube? Creatively, it just allows me to dive a little bit deeper into my passion for cinematography, for movies, and for storytelling. Gosh, it's just, I love that part about movies and how they can really, really tell the story. And the greatest thing about YouTube is that there's so many different genres for it across the entire platform. Now I can upload 4K high quality material for so many people that could possibly be actively searching for my material. And that would be pretty wicked if you ask me. But additionally, I can create tutorials, and some quick tips, like 2-minute videos that I can quickly show you some great things that I've learned in my tenure as a photographer. Now, of course, disclaimer, I've been a photographer for about, as I've said, 5 or 6 years, and I can't tell you that what I know or what I do is the absolute best way.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career.
In all seriousness though, these are just my ways. These are the techniques that I've learned and some of the things and skills that I've acquired over the years. I can't tell you that I have all the answers. This is not the end all be all, but I've made a great living and I've had some very, very happy clients over the years with some of the techniques that I've been able to really hone in on. And of course, lastly, why YouTube? It's no secret that YouTube pays its content creators, right? I can just come here and create all of the things that I want to create, the tutorials that I want to create, anything that I want to create, and people can come actively search for the things that I am creating on here. Or maybe the algorithm, the infamous algorithm, goes and puts it right into your feed. I guess I kind of just feel like I can come here and create the things that I really want to create, things that I can create for me. Now, of course, I don't need YouTube. I don't need Instagram. I don't need any platform to do that. But when it comes to sharing the things that I love, or maybe learning from other people and traveling and connecting and networking with other individuals, YouTube is a great place to do that. So that is why I'm here. Which begs the question, right? Are you still a hireable photographer? Now, while that is not one of the questions for this video, I believe that that question should be answered. The short answer is yes, I am still very much so a hireable photographer. But as I've already explained to you guys, being a retired veteran really allowed me to kind of take a step back and create the things that I want for myself. One thing to take note of is that my projects are going to be scheduled well in advance, and they will most definitely be considered as priorities for me. Push comes to shove, if timelines just don't jive for me and any potential client, I have a wonderful list of photographers, videographers, and cinematographers near and far that would potentially love to create with you. If I can't make it happen, if my vision is what you want and you can hold out for it, then by all means, I would love to work with you. I'm not putting all of my eggs, though, in the content creator basket, if I'm being completely honest with you. I will gladly take on jobs here and there, so please feel free to reach out to me. So yeah, YouTube, that's why I'm here on YouTube, but how can you call yourself a magazine and be on YouTube? Well, there's digital magazines, right? And essentially, that's what this place is going to be, right here on YouTube. Are you going to print actual magazines? Yes, multiple, a lot of them. I mean, that's the goal anyway. Back when I was a kid, I used to browse the magazine aisles all the time. Anytime I went to the grocery store, to Kmart, Target. Yeah, I know, Kmart, sorry. I'm aging myself there really badly. But I mean, today you walk into waiting rooms and you still see magazines just sitting on the tables out there. In my opinion, they're just nice to have lying around. So yes, you better believe I aim to print some of my own. I don't know how many yet. I don't know when the first printing is going to be. I already know who the cover model is going to be. I already know how I potentially want it to look. But no date on when the print is going to be released, but I have my first one in mind, and it is definitely going to happen, and I am super excited about it. But to me, it's the foundational element, the hard copy of a magazine to hold and flip through, to have sitting on a table, to have on an end table near your couch, to have it sitting maybe even in your own office. I mean, honestly, I can't even tell you exactly what is going to be in the magazine quite yet, because there are so many different things that I want to put in it, as far as photos and excerpts and writings and teachings and so many different things, so many different ideas that I have just going through my head, and it's driving me insane. And that is why I'm here. But yes, from a digital standpoint, this is going to be a great place to be. I'm telling you. I mean, we're talking short cinematic films, occasional behind the scenes footage of some of the things that I'm doing, quick tips, tutorials, vlogs from all of my travels and the cool places that I'm gonna go visit, interviews, guest appearances, and man, just so much that I haven't even thought of yet. That is what is so great about all of this. And it's an evolutionary process. I mean, we're gonna be traveling back in time. You guys have seen it, right? If you're here from Instagram, you obviously saw it. Retro Rhapsody, man. I am so excited about that. I was born in 1985. I had a great mix of both the 80s and the 90s. And of course, I am just huge on nostalgia. So it's gonna be incredibly fun tapping into that moving forward, and I can't wait. Retro Rhapsody, I have so much that I'm going to be releasing for that, and I cannot wait to share it all with you guys. But not just traveling back in time, maybe we travel forward in time, or maybe we just find a way to stop and freeze time. And no, I'm not talking about yoga. I'm talking about pep talks, reflections, realizations, epiphanies, finding ways to just get through the grind of being a photographer. And maybe it's not just from a monetary standpoint. Maybe it's because you just have some mental, creative roadblock that you just can't pass through. That's another thing that I want to bring to the channel, is a chance to find a way to take things back a notch. And now I'm not talking about like doing podcasts and stuff. I really want to try and get these things dialed into where I can tell them a story. If I can dial in a creative roadblock type of story, that to me would be great. I would have so much fun with that. And you know, we're going to start right where we left off with Instagram. I have so many wonderful models and creator friends from all over the place. And of course, I'm hoping that I can lean on a lot of them for everything that I want to do moving forward. Leads me into my third and final question. Where do we go from here? Just a way to stop and just a way to really kind of take a moment to tune things out, turn the down, maybe more or less just to take time to turn things down. More or less just time to take, more or less, more or less just time to sit, relax,